Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I must say that it gives me so much pleasure to see you all in this hall without the masks. And I hope this is, and I really hope this is something to last. And also, before the end of the 30-day period for the RT-PCR, we have another announcement by the government that no more RT-PCR required. I really wish. I also want to congratulate IBPG and ICAI to resume their meetings like this one, which I think add a lot of value, not only to the membership of IBPG and ICAI in particular, but also to the general Indian community in the UAE. I think much has already been said about the India relationship with the UAE. All I can say is that over a period of time, particularly in the last 8 years, relationship has been moving from strength to strength. I don't want to go too far back, but if you look at just this 1 year, starting say from January, first 3 months were of course taken by Dubai Expo, which was such a hallmark event. And among all countries participating, India was one of the countries which stood out because the UAE government was kind enough, generous enough to give us a permanent pavilion. While Dubai Expo had a footfall of about 24 million, the Indian pavilion alone had a footfall of about 2 million. I think that was very creditable. I also want to say that in February, if you recall the virtual summit between Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi and President His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, in that virtual summit, two things happened. One was, of course, the signing of the CEPA. Other was the launching of the vision document, the roadmap for our relationship to go. And CEPA is such a landmark trade agreement concluded in just 3 months. And we were just talking before this program began with our colleagues from DED that people don't believe that such an important agreement could ever be signed. And what was mentioned to me, my colleagues in the DED, was that it is all because of the relationship. And so true, it is all because of the relationship. I recall distinctly that when Prime Minister Modi was here on the 23rd of June this year, and his meeting with His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed at the Abu Dhabi airport, one thing he mentioned was that, since he was coming back to India from the G7 summit in Munich, he said that, all the world leaders who met Prime Minister Modi, one of their main questions was that, how come you did it in 3 months, Why can't we do it in 3 months? Because we are negotiating something with the UK, we are negotiating something with the EU, with so many other countries. And PM just said that, you must pick a leaf out of the book of the UAE. If you can be like them, surely we can do it in 3 months. And I think that's what differentiates us. Very soon after the signing, on the 1st of May, CEPA entered into force, and we can already see the results flow out. Pre-COVID levels, the highest we ever reached was about $60 billion. And last financial year, we have already done about 72 billion. And I was just seeing the figures for the first 4 months of the Indian financial year, from April, May, June, July. And we have clocked something like $30 billion already in the first 4 months. Going by this rate, for the current financial year, we will touch about $90 billion. So even when CEPA was being negotiated and signed, the announcement which came from both sides was that the target was to move from 60 billion to 100 billion in 5 years. So I think we'll already be touching about 90 within 1 year. I think that's a great thing. Also in terms of investments, because we don't see CEPA purely as a trade document, as a trade agreement. It's well beyond trade. It's about confidence building between the business communities of the two sides. It's about investments. It's about economic partnerships. Again, in the last 1 year, we have seen investments from the UAE to India exceeding about $8 billion. And you have all heard about the major investments being made in Adani's, Reliance, Tata Power, Jindal's, and so many other reputed Indian groups. We have actually we are fortunate to have structures in place which very constantly monitor and guide investments. And one such big structure is the high-level task force on investments, which is co-chaired by His Highness Sheikh Hamid, and also the Indian Commerce Minister, His Excellency Piyush Goyal. Incidentally, next week, we'll have the 10th round of meetings of HLTFI in Mumbai this year. There's not only just much to celebrate, but there's much to plan ahead for the future in that meeting. Earlier, last month, we also had the Joint Commission meeting, which is co-chaired by Dr. Jaishankar, the Foreign Minister of India, and His Highness Sheikh Abdullah, Foreign Minister of the UAE. We had the Joint Commission meeting, which actually reviews the entire gamut of the relationship on September 1. The next day, we had the strategic dialogue, again co-chaired by Dr. Jaishankar and His Highness Sheikh Abdullah. I'm mentioning all these things because you will see that almost every month, almost every week, almost every quarter, so many significant things just keep happening. And that is why, our relationship is where it is today. One significant thing also happened when Dr. S. Jaishankar was here, and he was, during his call on His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed, he delivered a letter from our Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi. And a key thing there in that letter was to invite, India being host of the G20 summit next year. Prime Minister Modi invited His Highness Sheikh Mohammed as a guest country, a guest of India, to participate not only in the summit but also in the meetings in the run-up. I think this again shows a lot of confidence we have in each other and also the commitment of working together. Our people, certainly I feel that is a key pillar of our relationship, of the strength over the decades. It's the people, and then comes the trade. And what a boost to the morale, to the confidence of the Indian community here, and also Indians back home in India in general, with the announcement of the Golden Visa. Golden Visa, the way we see it, is yet another example of the visionary leadership. Other leaders could also have thought about it and implemented it, but no, it was UAE which did it. When anybody goes to a foreign country to live and work, there's always this small element of uncertainty about visa, duration of visa, expiry, renewal, and all those things. In one stroke, UAE has been able to settle that uncertainty in a very, very positive way, giving so much hope. And that's why you see such big investments by Indians in the real estate, Indians being enthused to join jobs here, and in general, Indians feeling much more valued than they have ever felt in this country. And I think that's really a great thing. We are all looking forward to listening about the Golden Visa details. This decision also reflects and substantiates the ethos of tolerance and harmony of this country. Not only tolerance and harmony, but also of creating this enabling environment of co-opting everybody to work with single-minded dedication towards a purpose, some kind of win-win for all. And that's what I think sets this Golden Visa apart as such a unique initiative. Another thing which is happening in terms of attracting a lot of talent would be the establishment of an Indian Institute of Technology, Abu Dhabi campus. In the last few weeks, further meetings have taken place on the establishment of IIT. Actually, a very senior level team from ADEC was in IIT Delhi two weeks back for further discussions. And I must share with you that those discussions are going very well. And we should soon see the establishment of an international level institute here, like the IITs here. And I will end here with the hope that I hope IBPG and also ICAI continue to organize such events which will add so much value to each one of us. Thank you very much.